MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is launching a new social media platform. Another one, yes. Now, it is based on the pillars of free speech and expression. Ah, yes. That is, of course, unless you swear.
All of the cancels of our First Amendment rights we're seeing going on right now. Well, guess what? It's coming back. You're not going to have to worry about what you're saying and what's going and you worry about being able to speak out freely. And I do want to say one thing that when you get in there on Thursday, when you get in there, I want you to look at our mission statement, because we went back and defined. We found from our founding fathers in the Supreme Court and stuff what defines free speech. So you're not going to have to worry about people if they're on there. There's going to be a good reporting system, but you don't get to use the four swear words, the C word, the N word, the F word, or God's name in vain. You can't have free speech is not pornography. Free speech isn't I'm going to kill you.
Okay. Hey, unfettered free speech, except for the words that I don't like. Interesting. I mean, can't do the F word, but you could probably do the F slur because it's Mike Lindell, and he probably has a problem with the gays. Ironic. Very ironic. So what's funny about this is that Mike Lindell seems to be wanted to take a piece of some of this so-called cancel culture. Okay, it's like, social media, Twitter kicked me off for lying about the election. I know. I'm just gonna make my own. I'm gonna make my own social media site with hookers and blackjack, except no hookers, no blackjack. We are a family establishment here. Okay, no N word, no F word. Hey, at least he's got some standards, right? All right, sure. But look, I just can't help but go back to the origins of actual cancel culture. Okay, because cancel culture, they talk about this a lot. Okay, cancel culture originally is anything that offends the right wing. Remember, it was right wing politicians and activists that tried to cancel rap music. Remember how they tried to cancel rap? Oh, violent lyrics. Oh, terrible lyrics. Oh my God. Oh, terrible. Not only that, but they slapped a parental advisory sticker on basically everything, just about anything. Rap music, video games, rock music. They tried to cancel Harry Potter. It's total hypocrisy. The right wing is old about cancel culture, which is really funny. Now, the right wing. Oh, by the way, things that they also canceled. People who spoke out against the Iraq War or Vietnam or any of the efforts to try to continue, people that speak out against any effort to try to continue the American empire. Cancel culture. That's real cancel culture. What's going on, to a large extent, actually is accountability. So if you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a transphobe, you're going to get pushed back on your terrible ideas. And you're probably going to run afoul of some of these websites' TOS. Now, I think it's good to get pushed back, especially if you're like Nazi adjacent. That is not something that we should normalize in this country. And while there is a problem with cancel culture being weaponized by so-called bad actors to make things like criticizing the right-wing government of Israel or the milquetoastiness of certain black politicians into cancelable offenses, understand that your canceling, no matter what, really doesn't take away your free speech. All right? It is really, the whole point is to try to make you accountable for the things that you say or have said. And understand that in this issue of cancel culture, you also have to talk about culture of like forgiveness. For example, if somebody said some things 5-10 years ago that were real cringe, not good, but they're a completely different person now, well, that's when you can be forgiven. But you have to, show that you're not that person anymore, and then you could be uncanceled. Okay. Now, that said, this is not to be confused with the actual cancel culture of right wingers trying to take away or criminalize or delegitimize people for expressing themselves. Okay. And so conservatives, when they do stuff like this, and they have a long history of trying to do that, they have shown that they are actually the party of anti-free speech. And so that said, at least Lindell has some, standards, banning the N-word and threats. So it is pretty clear that he's not trying to turn this into another Gab where you have Nazis that literally have taken over that site. The only problem is, how successful is this going to be for him? Remember, there's a lot of conservatives out there that are just really mad that they can't say the N-word. And that's their real issue with cancel culture. They want to threaten people. They want to say things like the N-word. And then, as a result, of course, they get kicked off social media. So they go and cry about how they've been canceled for clicks. And that's really it. This is the new right-wing grift. That's how they make a lot of money. And you see it all and over and over again. And so, as a result, I don't really think that Lindell's new grift is really going to appeal to that many people, because what usually happens in these news sites is, oh yeah, free speech, I'm going to go there. And then they get bored because they can't go troll and say horrible things to libs. Again, remember, this is all about, like, the conservative movement, for regular people and influencers, it is all about owning the libs. And that's really it. So I don't think it's going to do very well, because most people who don't spout off the N-word and do blatant misogyny, they're not getting booted off Twitter, okay? The only ones who are spreading, disinformation, people like Mike Lindell, and all this will serve to do is just to create a very small echo chamber of election and vaccine conspiracy theories. That's it. Maybe Lindell can make a little bit of money off of it, maybe, but I doubt he'll make enough for, money off of it to serve as any sort of soft landing after he loses the $1.3 billion from Dominion, from that lawsuit. So good luck with that, Mike, with this whole thing. Oh, you know what? I had one more just fun little video from Mike Lindell. I know you're dying to see it.
This platform, it's like a YouTube, Twitter combination. You've never seen anything like it. You're going to love it. You're going to have your own like YouTube channel, only that's your Twitter handle, or Twitter channel, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, you've never seen that anything like that before. Yeah, I have. I've seen Twitter and I've seen YouTube. I've seen both of those things before. Ridiculous. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.